Bridging the divide between police officers and the community, it's a task departments across the country and here in the Valley say they're working on. But how common is it for an officer to grow up in the neighborhood they now serve? And does it make a difference when it comes to building trust? All this month, our Jamie Warren will be featuring officers who say they're doing just that, working in the neighborhood they grew up in. This morning, she's live in Tempe with a look at their department. Good morning, Jamie.
Yeah, good morning, Justin. Out of the 350 sworn officers with the Tempe Police Department, about 10 to 15 were raised in the city they now serve. So today we are introducing you to who those officers are and the impact they say it's had on their job.
Can I fill up your guys' tea for you?
You may have seen her at events like Tempe Tip a Cop for the Special Olympics.
They really see the human side of us. We implemented extra patrol, extra presence in the area.
And answering questions when residents have concerns.
We need to find out what's going on and who's responsible for them.
That's because Detective Natalie Barella is the spokesperson for the Tempe Police Department. She's been with the department for 6 years and has had many different roles, from working patrol to school resource officer.
So I worked at McClintock High School for 3 years. It was kind of an interesting experience for me. My sister is a school counselor there, so I got to be not only work in a school my sister works, but be able to be surrounded by students.
She says running into familiar faces is pretty typical, having grown up in South Tempe.
Most of that area was all still dirt roads.
Barella is one of a handful of Tempe officers born and raised in the neighborhood they now serve.
Just flip that switch up, get your target acquisition.
Like Officer Jeremy Evans, an instructor for the department's training unit.
Yeah, on my father's side, I'm a fourth generation Arizona native.
He says becoming a police officer wasn't always a part of his plan, but after years of working an IT job,
I wasn't enjoying what I was doing.
As an officer in training, Evans says he landed on the squad of his former school resource officer.
You know, he was just helping some little junior high kid navigate through life back then. Fast forward like 10 years, and now he's helping groom an officer to be like him, who hopefully can go back out. And so you get this kind of generational fruition going on, which is pretty cool.
He says building trust with the community starts with the training he now provides to new officers every day.
The first thing we'll do is we'll put an instructor on top of them on the ground for 2 minutes and say, get out. And you can watch it. They get frustrated and realize they're not in control. And there's a method behind that madness, and realizing that's your emotional system taking a dump on you. And so now that you know what that feels like, we're going to give you some tools, we're going to give you some techniques, some tactics, which they'll learn, and then we apply that same principle again, and you can see almost night and day difference.
But both Evans and Barella agree it also comes during the moments they aren't responding to calls.
It's really important for us, to get out of our cars and walk around some of the neighborhoods we work in. A lot of times officers get to know people within their community, and that will help us continue to build that trust.
Now, I did ask the Tempe Police Department, how can residents reach out to them or ask questions if they have concerns about anything happening in their community? They told me right now a lot of their community outreach programs are on hold because of COVID-19, but they do plan to resume them once it is safe to do so. And in the meantime, Tempe Mayor Corey Woods is currently forming a new public safety advisory board to examine policing in the city. For now, we're live in Tempe. I'm Jamie Warren, ABC 15 Arizona.